Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Invisible Ink. As in the last episode, I've started us off here at the main menu just so that we can click through and listen to what Central has to say.
Pattern resolution at 50%. Nearing confidence threshold.
Now we're getting somewhere. Where did you find this thing anyway?
Incognita was built back in the 40s by the Pan-European government to run climate models. When the war broke out, she was retrofitted to predict troop movements. When we lost the war, I salvaged what I could of her central intelligence unit. We built Invisible together.
Funny. You never strike me as an anthropomorphizing type.
And you've never struck me as particularly charitable. And yet here you are, helping us out.
I guess we all have our weaknesses.
So, just more flavor text, but fun enough to listen to, I suppose. Monster has a vault access card available for us, which is interesting. At 400 credits, it's a steal if we go to a vault soon. Really, it's a steal if we go to a vault ever, but like, you don't want to invest 400 credits now on getting a million credits, after the game is over. And there's some trade-off point in the middle where it's like sort of maybe worth it and maybe not. I don't know which side of that we're on. There aren't any vaults easy to get to now. There is the cybernetics lab, and we could use the vault keycard there to like get more augments, maybe. But that's pretty speculative, and also this mission is very badly positioned. It's not a place I'm keen to go to. So like these two together are sort of a promising candidate, right? 15 more hours gets us at 28, so when we go to one of these, it won't be the next day, but when we go to the next one, it will. So we kind of have to hit up both of these next, is my thinking. And K&O is fine. I like them a lot more than I like Plastic, usually. Which of them to hit up first is not exactly clear. We could go for the executive terminals in the hopes of hitting a vault. And buy the vault card from Monster. Or we could just go for the server farm, pick up some useful stuff, and then hit up the executive terminals after that. I suppose if we're committing to doing both of these missions, well, then we should do... Doesn't matter what order we do them exactly in, right? Because... yeah, I don't know. I think we should do the server farm first because it will produce something that's actually useful for us in the short term in doing this other mission. If we do this one first, we'll get more mission options, but they're not going to be a lot better than just going here. I think we'll do that first, the server farm. So, and regrettably, we're going to have to turn down this lovely offer from Monster of a vault access card. Something you don't get offered very often, and I do like to take it, but here we're so early in the campaign and there are no vaults nearby that I just need to keep investing back into my agents. It might be nice to be able to use this accelerator chip. We still don't have a great, like, super high efficiency way to break into things, so more power is nice. One extra power every roughly, 2 turns in the ideal case is pretty good. So we could choose to give Decker some more strength. I want to prioritize speed, though. And it looks like after doing that, maxing out everybody's speed, we can just afford either a point of strength or a point of hacking. And... like, upgrading hacking is strictly better than upgrading strength and then filling the slot up with an accelerator chip, right? We'll actually get 1 more power per console instead of like having to use an item to do it. So that's great. Which character do we give that to? I don't know. Doesn't seem like it super matters. Let's say Decker, just because he's a little more mobile with his with Tony's penalty. Down to 5 credits. I'm not sure I've ever been that low. I've probably been to 0, come to think of it, but not often. I suppose we could sell this accelerator chip as well. Or we could give it to Tony and then just have a little bit less space for more items. But I think, given that we're going to want to be stealing a security pass card and maybe hopefully something from the shops. I don't want to labor each agent down to just one open space. And I also just now gave the Buster chip to Tony instead of to Decker, thinking, okay, it's easier for Decker to get to Buster chip targets, so that's one reason to give it to him. But additionally, Decker is the one more likely to be picking up a security card because he's faster and has the cloak. So I think he's the one who most needs the inventory space, even though perhaps he could make slightly better use of this than Tony can. Actually, on the other hand, Tony has the EMP for disabling stuff, so he's not going to need the Buster chip nearly as much. I think it is, all in all, better to give it to Decker. Okay. All that said, let's get to the server farm. Of course, right now we can't afford to buy any of the programs that'll be here, but we should be able to pick up enough money in this mission to make it work. And now that my agents are fully upgraded on speed, the next few missions should be not too hard. I mean, they're not like easy, but this is when for me anyway, when the early game stops being such a tremendous oh, I didn't read what they were saying. They were having a little chat. Such a tremendous challenge compared to the mid or late game is about when the agents hit max speed. It just really increases the options that you have. 6.5, where does that get him? Gets him basically back here. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just grab this. Didn't hear a noise there. And get back behind some cover. Yeah, from here we could get just barely to the door. Okay. This is so that when Tony opens the door... I could have had him open the door while Decker was here, but then like if there was someone behind here, he might spot Decker. We could also choose to peek with Tony before opening the door. And that's a reasonable choice, but here I'm choosing to try to save the one action point in exchange for, like, if there is someone looking at the door, then the action point that I'm saving is not really doing me any good because I can't get out there, right? But equally, spending the action point doesn't really matter. I don't know. There's no one there. Great. So, ooh, that's a little scary over here, huh? Not sure where I want him to stand now. But I do think I want him into this new room. Let's go here. Okay, so this is a big, scary room. Could be cameras over here, all kinds of nasty stuff. So I think I'm going to put him here. This is not necessarily a safe place to be, but I think it's a reasonable risk to take. It's only unsafe to something coming in through one of these doors and walking, like, down here. Which is not a super likely outcome. And if it's this guy, he might walk through like here and get meleeed. So that's what I'm going to go for. I'll have Decker, I suppose, peek through here and melee as well. He can come to the rescue as well if Tony gets into trouble, I hope. Nothing to hack yet, so that's it for turn 1. Okay. It's paid off. It occurs to me now, we have, as I was just saying, enough speed that maybe we don't need to keep taking risks like we did in the early game. This is a relatively risky play as these things go, and maybe I should have considered that without risks I should do just fine, so why take them, right? This is a weird setup. You don't often see these things split up like across a what's name thing. Okay, so what is this demon all about, please, Decker? Validate. Okay, we're gonna leave that one for a while. I heard a couple of guards up here. I don't remember hearing any down here. Looks like Decker can't get back out this way, actually, so we'll send him up here, I suppose. Yeah. Just peek through these doors, get an idea of what's going on, and we'll listen for guards. Meanwhile, Tony should peek, just in case I've misunderstood this location area thing. Everything looks fine. But I'm not entirely sure that nothing happened in this room. I'd like to put him here so I can grab this safe, but I'm not sure I can do that safely. I would rather just come up here, peek again so I have an idea of what's going on, and stay safe next turn. If we wanted to, we could disable the nanofab just for fun. I don't know. It doesn't disable the demon or anything. It's just a bit silly. Okay, so a couple of guards around here, actually, and the one in here. Interestingly, he's not looking at us. So we can comfortably sneak up on him and steal his, hopefully, pass card without him even noticing us. Let alone spotting us. Although, actually, it occurs to me now, I should have let him spot me here. So that I can get behind him this way. Yeah, so definitely some mistakes were made in that turn for sure. And there is a nice clear wall between him and Tony. There's no need to worry about being spotted like that. There could be a stationary guard standing right here, but I think he would have seen me already if so. So I'm not going to peek around the corner. Yeah. Still could be one right here, staring at this wall. But if so, he would, I guess, not see anything interesting at all. Which way do we send Tony? I think south. There's some possibility that Decker could get into this area, and then it would be sort of a waste to have Tony there as well. I can deal with a guard appearing, or a guard noticing me opening the door, and so I won't spend an action point on peeking. Okay, so it did happen. And I will just retreat up here. Decker may as well ambush in case I accidentally... So we could have made quite a bit more progress with Decker, probably gotten up to this door last turn, if I had thought about distracting this guy on purpose. Right, we would have been able to save 5 moves. So we wasted 5 moves here by playing before thinking. Fortunately, he's a fast guy, so we'll probably not come to regret that too badly.
Looking around. Yeah, we got nothing.
Investigating. I must be jumpy tonight.
Okay, so now we can have Tony steal from this guy, peek through both of these doors, and then return to safety. Is a good use of his turn. Alternatively, we could just come up here, forget this guy. But I think stealing from him is a pretty valuable thing to do. I mean, he might have a key card. He might have any number of things. Also, we could distract him by standing here. And then next turn, duck right behind him. That seems like a useful thing to do as well. So let's peek. We see a demon database. Could be handy, I suppose. Good. A pass card. That's great. Great news. We're not going to be getting to any safes this turn, so we might as well disable his heart monitor. I need to go here to get his attention.
Huh?
Now, given that I've done that, I only have half a movement point to spare, so I can't even afford to open this door and then peek through it. So I won't unlock the door, which would just make it possible for some crazy guard to route in here for some reason. I'll save that for next turn. Now, of course, Decker is in a bit of a hurry. This guard... oh, we found the server room. This guard is patrolling back into here somewhere. This is where his patrol path ends, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. He probably goes to about here. This is 8. He could go, like, say here or maybe here, but those are all a bit weird.
The server terminal is inside.
So I'm expecting that he ends here, but not totally relying on it. Okay, is there anything in particular here that we need to use a buster chip on? Not really. The important thing is, the furthest he could possibly get is to one of the 2 squares like this. So if we are on the other side of one of these barrier thingies, then no one will see us. And also, interestingly, this room is a dead end. There's nothing else up here. Aside, of course, from the thing that we're here to get. So, yeah, 3 to here, 4, 5, 6, wait. Did I count this wrong? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, my mouse keeps skipping. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he'll be right here, actually. We can predict that somewhat comfortably. Which is a bit of a shame, because it means that Decker won't be able to get over here. We can loot these consoles this turn, but we can't actually get into the server terminal. Oh well.
Investigating area. Nothing.
And now we should investigate him to see where he's choosing to end his turn. He could get as far as 2 squares away, and that's to here. That's what I was calculating earlier. I think here is where he's going, but it could be, I suppose, equally either one of these 2 squares. So let's just investigate him. Yeah, it is there. Oh, I see. We could... Oh, he's watching this square, so although we could distract him by moving here... it's not clear that that would be a great idea. Is there anywhere that we could productively distract him to? The thing is, if we send him like here, he will choose to move like this and end facing along this corridor, so that we would definitely not be able to get at the terminal. So I'm trying to find somewhere to put him that leaves him not directly staring at the terminal. And I think actually here is fine, right? He would notice the terminal, but he wouldn't be watching it. Yeah, if we send him here and we end our turn here, we should be fine. So let's duck over here. All these heres. I hope you guys are not just listening to this, or if you are, you don't mind that you're going to miss some of the tactical dialogue. I see. We can actually end like up here. This will be out of his line of sight and close enough to the terminal. So that means we can grab the consoles this turn as well. And now we have to choose which direction we go in here. There's some advantage to coming up here to let Decker out. As it is, Decker's going to have to traverse this whole area to get in here before he can start being useful. Whereas we have a key, we could go in and let him in through these 2 doors, which are a little bit safer to walk through. But that's spending a lot of Tony's moves to save Decker not that many more moves. And it risks opening up this whole area with Tony, who is not necessarily well equipped to deal with it. I think it should be safe to just stand in front of this door and open it, but just in case, I'll open it from the side. Yeah. As I thought, there are no guards down here to worry about. And we will just zap this open. We're almost up to 1 alarm level already. Have I noticed any disabled cameras anywhere? Anywhere interesting? Here's one. So that's something to pay attention to. We're going to want that real soon. Now, where do we leave Tony? Here? Seems alright. It's a good vantage point to see what's going on in the rest of the area. I guess it's fine to leave the door open, actually. And also fine to pick this up. We could hack the Demon database, but there's no rush. Likewise, I suppose the console database could be useful this turn, but I'm not too worried about it. It could tell us how much the facility is this way versus down here, but I don't think we can really make that much use of that information anyway. Decker kind of has to come down this way and back up now that we've committed Tony to this area. Yeah, I'm happy with this turn.
Investigating. I'm just a little twitchy tonight.
Alarm level 1. Additional cameras activated.
Okay, so this guy is really looking there. That's better than I expected. Better and yet also worse, because where exactly can we draw his attention to? I guess we can get him to this. Obviously not by walking there, but, well, if we're here, we want to go here. That much is clear, right? So let's do that. Hack this. Now is a time to capture things before demons arrive on them, actually. So let's grab this, I suppose. We are going to want it. Decker's not going to be able to get out here in a single turn. And we will explore with Tony. Yeah, nothing in there. Maybe that... I left the door open so I could see what this guy is doing. It didn't occur to me that he would be stationary, and this would give him a chance to turn around and look back at the door. But, okay, not a huge deal. We can just duck around his line of sight. From here, I can deal with a guard spotting me opening the door. Noticing me opening the door, I should say. Okay, here's another thing we want to take this turn. And then just come hide here, I think. That makes use of Tony's ability this turn and all of his action points. Nobody should be walking up here. And in fact, this looks like the end of the map. So both Tony and Decker are going to circle back to the same place. I mean, on the plus side, we've hit 3 of the 5 safes and the main objective already, so we have a lot of time to pick up the last few remaining objectives. We could come to here, and then spend 2.5 moves getting here. But that leaves us with only 1.5 left, right? Which is a bit awkward to... We would not be able to get out of his path after that. Okay, yeah, so he is going back here, though. We didn't let him finish his patrol path to here, so he wants to complete it. Which means we can just duck out of the room as soon as we're done picking this up. Nothing else we want to hack just yet, right? Could hit the demon database. Don't think it's necessary. Could hit the console database. Rather save the power. None of these are very good. Like, Wrench is extremely effective if you have Firewalls of Strength 5. But we are not going to have those for some time. What is Wings? Huh. Every other turn, you can give agents +2 AP for just 1 power? Huh. That seems pretty okay. That's not a program that I can remember running into. Maybe I've seen it once, but it's pretty rare and I've never bought it. I mean, Dagger is kind of okay. It's very efficient at breaking firewalls, but you can't use it very often. We already have ping. I'm tempted by wings. Having 2 extra action points available as sort of like an emergency fund. I don't know. It's only 2, which like can really, really help sometimes, but a lot of the time won't be that big a deal. I'm not too bothered about the 500 credits because we're sort of getting to the point where for at least these 2 agents, the money is not that important. I don't know. 500 is enough for like a whole stat upgrade, right? But speed is the most important stat, and this is like getting a speed upgrade for each of your agents in exchange for losing half of your power generation, I suppose, roughly. So it gives you 2 AP every 2 turns, which is like 1 AP every turn, but to get that, you have to spend 1 power every 2 turns, which is somewhat expensive. Certainly it would help with the escape part of a mission, where like you're done with picking everything up, you've already cracked all the safes, you have way more power than you need, and you just want to get out. Like, this could be helpful. I don't know. I think that I would see myself not using it perhaps as much as I should. It would just sort of go to waste in my inventory. And I think that I'm a bit of a... I'm good enough at scrambling to get out of the tough pickles that wings could help me avoid without it. So I could probably afford to do without and save the credits for more agent upgrades or better items. On the other hand, it's like super fun, right? I'd like to try it sometime. I think I'm gonna pass. So we're not buying anything from this.
New demons incoming.
Okay.
New Daemons came online the second the connection
Well.
dropped. I knew we couldn't trust that damn cat.
So let's see. Decker should
Person
get to
pretending be a
here.
cat or a cat pretending to be a person. It's weird either way.
He gets to here and gets into this room, from which point he can comfortably enough come, I guess, into here and meet up with Tony. We should check to see if there's like a safe or something down here. There could be. But that's going to have to wait till next turn, of course. We could hack this camera. Costs 4 power. And spawns a demon. Are there any demons that I would be really, really sad to see right now? I'd rather not get Validate right now. Like, I think it would be okay. Wherever the guard spawns, they're not going to see an agent this turn unless he like chooses to investigate exactly this square. Like, if he comes out here and tries to run through the door, he won't see us, so that's fine. On the other hand, if it's like Labyrinth, I'd rather get it over with on a turn when I've already spent all my AP. And likewise, I would like to be able to see this camera's stuff as soon as possible, right? Actually, the Pulse Drone might be an even better choice, because we could explore with him. And unlike camera drones, they don't get angry when they're done being unhacked. They just go back to normal operation. So maybe that's what I'll do, is I'll grab this guy now. Modulate. So, like, not great, but we got it over with 1 turn earlier than if we had waited till next turn. So let's just go check out the doors, I guess, in this facility. So this room is how we're going to get in here. And we already see 2 cameras. I could send the drone up here to scout the area we're going to get to, but I would rather send him in this way to scout what our insertion path is going to be, which looks like it's up through here. And this shows us a little bit some useful anyway. I should have left this door open, I think, so that I could see if a guard walked through. I don't know. Yeah, so I think that was a great time to get Modulate if we were going to get it, which we... I guess there's an argument to be made for not hacking the Pulse Drone because we don't necessarily ever need to hack the Pulse Drone, whereas the camera we certainly do need eventually. But this let us get a lot more exploration. It seems to have been reasonably worthwhile. I don't know. Okay, now I'm happy with this turn. Whoa, 2 guards coming into this area from this area. Okay. Decker could maybe come up here and peek to see a little more about what's going on. But I think it's better to just get him back into the action as soon as possible. Spending his movement points on stuff that is actually productive. Nicely, by the way, this shop is very close to the exit, so we can leave the Validate until we're just about ready to leave. Yeah, I will come here. Nothing in the corner. Okay. So let's grab this. 2 power is 2 power, you know? And try to remember where this guy is. Like, the only square in here that he's watching is this one. And we don't have any compelling reason to visit that square anyway, right? So we'll just come up here. Ambush just for good hygiene. Let's check if we ever need to get into this room. Nope, no safes. We could leave this drone here, and then these guards would both notice it. That would disrupt their patrol paths. I don't know if that would be good for me or bad yet, but it's a thing we could do. We would also, more importantly, I think, get a scan of this whole room, see how many cameras there are, and so on. But I suppose we can get that pretty soon next turn, right? Decker has 12 AP. He should be able to get here, right? 3, 4.5, 5, 6, 7.5. Peak is 8.5. He'll have plenty left. And I don't believe there's going to be anyone looking at this door. So I think it's really a question of, like, whether I want to let these guards see the drone or not. The peak is not really that valuable compared to just avoiding these guys. I don't see a huge advantage to blocking them here. Having them both synced up the way they are so that there's a turn when they're both looking away and you can sort of duck in like this seems quite valuable. So I'm going to choose not to let them detect this drone being down and just tuck it away up here. Agents are both done. Drone is done. We could start going on hacking this stuff, but there could be something in here that I need to hack first. There's a similar argument about like taking these demons on early that I maybe should have done. We need this turret as well. Not the turret, but the power supply. So this is a lot of demons to be taking. I feel like I would rather have those at the end of a turn, like in case it's Siphon or something. So my plan next turn is just to hack like 2 of these things. I don't know which ones exactly. I guess the cameras, because that'll let us get in here and grab a little power maybe. And then take the turret later. And of course we don't need to take the safes. Tony can grab those. In fact, Decker doesn't even necessarily need to come up there. But I think that's probably an unnecessary optimization. He's a bit faster and can get there somewhat comfortably. Okay, as we guessed, but we're not sure, no one was looking. However, there is a turret staring right at the door. So we have our work cut out for us. We could come in the other way and avoid the turret. If we could get around here. It's a bit optimistic, though. It's a lot of moves to spend just to save the 2 power of hacking a turret's power supply. We could also consider hacking the turret instead and start shooting guards, but actually they're not walking into the line of sight of the turret anyway. So here's an interesting question. How many moves does it take to go from here, where there's no guard able to see us, to here, where there's no guard able to see us, right? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's as many action points as Tony has. Right? Yeah, 11. So if we can get him right up to the door, then next time the guards are positioned like that, if we've taken out all of the electronic countermeasures, he can just waltz right by the guards and start getting to work on the safes. This is 4 guards plus a drone, which seems to be about standard for KNO at this difficulty. So I think that he can do that without having to worry too much about anything else up here. So that seems like a thing we could definitely consider doing. How much power are these consoles? 2 and 1, so I guess 2 and 3 if Decker gets to hack them. We could consider using Decker's cloak to get him by the turrets and cameras for a first pass, and then use the power that he gathers to get Tony by the turrets and cameras. That seems like an alright plan. Obviously not going in just this turn. And in fact, he has a Buster chip as well that we could use on one of these objects.
Did you see that?
Ooh, didn't realize he was looking at this. That's exciting. Alright, well Decker's gonna have to wait here instead as it happens. We could shock trap this door, but that'll just make the guard angry and there's no rush. I'm glad the modulate is running out just before all the firewalls go up. It'll be a perfect time for us to hack all the stuff we can right before that goes off. I suppose since we're waiting a while, we could have considered actually going around. I don't think it's that big of... Decker actually maybe still could? Yeah, he maybe could get in here faster than he could get around. I don't know. It's fine. He has to cloak anyway, so going through the turret is not a big deal for him. Oh, interesting. He's not going to be able to see that this turn. I thought he would walk through here and even get here this turn. I didn't bother to count it out, evidently, since I was wrong. Okay, fine. I think that what he's doing is also not a big deal. So this is a turn where Decker could cloak... Where does this guy end his turn? Does he end here? Should have checked. Because if he does, darting right by him is not going to be very effective. Yeah, and we don't want to hack stuff until next turn anyway. We'll wait. He could take the pass card from Tony, end here, and then come in this way, but that's where the guards are looking. That's not very productive. I'm not sure exactly where we're leaving Decker when he's done. I guess in here, if we... We will be able to get in here, provided that we can get as far as this, which actually I don't think we can. 5. 1, 4, 5. So he could get to here, but not further. We could just leave him cloaked in this room, and provided that we do that on a turn when the guards are on their way out here, they'll move before he decloaks. And then we grab the last console, hack a couple of these things, and get rolling, I guess. Is this turret? This turret cannot observe the door, so you can come in through the door and hit up this turret. Hit up, like, Buster Chip the power supply, for example. is a play that I am considering, keeping in mind. Yeah, the agents are all safe from that guy's investigation. Let's go.
Looking around. Guess it was nothing.
Definitely should have shut that door. Cost me a movement point as well. So I would have liked to have an agent end here, but I couldn't make that happen. Okay, so my plan here was to... I can see how far this guy moved. From here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he ends on one of these 2 tiles. I forget which one. If I come in here now, cloaked, I could end here. But at that point, it begins to matter quite a bit which way this guy is going to be facing, huh? I think things time out a little bit better if we go in next turn. Yeah, this guy will be back out of the way. So, like, leave Tony here so he has 11 move points from here. Decker will be here with 12, which means he can get to the same set of locations. Or we could put Decker here and make him able... Did I miscount somewhere? I thought that someone standing here with 11 would be able to get to this square. 1, 2, 3, 6. I probably said 5 when I got there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Tony actually can't get in one go. That is, I think, fairly important. It means we have to canvass this area a little more carefully to find a location that is safer from guards for a turn. Or knock them out, like that's a thing we could do. This one we'd have to shock trap, but we could do it. Okay, so he comes here. So what this means is we could try to, on the turn they're down here, we could try to end a turn like behind this thing and then duck in, and we could get around them. They're not staring at anything interesting while they're in this room. One thing we do want to do is grab these, a few of these things. Let's grab the power supply on this turret. And this security camera? I guess. Is this a close... This is a better spot, right? Let's see. It's hard to tell if it's in cover. It is, okay. We could stand here. Which does leave us a bit closer to getting into this room, right? Than this door. Yeah, it's half a movement point closer to this square, which is one you do have to pass through. So this is a better place to be. This obviously is not, because a guard will be looking at it, but we can come through there. We can position Tony here after next turn, if we want. So let's hit Decker in here to grab this power while we can. Or we could do it next turn too, but now it's important because the firewalls are about to go up, right? And then get him back to safety. Now we have enough power to hack 2 devices. I choose these cameras. Labyrinth. That's a pain, since we were planning on being quite nimble and to get through here next turn. But, you know, that's life, I guess. We could spend the next turn like KOing these guys if we wanted to, I suppose. How much anarchy does this require? None? I guess it doesn't matter. Of course, it must require none because he starts with none. So I'm thinking we could maybe give this to Decker, have him shock trap this door and knock out this guard. Cost us 2 alarm levels, but it frees everyone up to do anything I want, which seems pretty good to me. Also, we could just ping them next turn. That's maybe a better plan. They'll both be within range of a ping that would get them into this room. I like that. Okay. And we can like try to have Decker steal from them or something. Yeah. Okay, the pulse drone is up there. Obviously we knew it was up here somewhere, but importantly, it's not going through this door. It's going up into like this area. Okay, so now is the time to come on in here. KO this guy and shock trap this guy. Decker can get there, but he can't get away, inconveniently enough. I suppose we could sprint. Yeah, since we're KOing all the guards who are relevant anyway. So let's come up here.
I heard something.
Decker also sprints.
I heard something.
And he needs to trade, say, his Buster Chip for a shock trap, because he's the one who can get to that door. I mean, actually, sprinting, Tony could get there, and even get away, come to think of it. Let's undo that trade. Oh, right. Well, we sort of need them to both be involved in KOing the guards, don't we? I guess it doesn't really matter which one does which. Yeah, let's just have Tony KO both of them, but then leave Decker responsible for babysitting the guard. Ah, no, we can disable his heart monitor with Tony's attack. That's much more effective. So we'll spend his attack on doing that, Decker's attack on KOing him, and then take this guy out with a shock trap. We'll only go up 1 alarm level, which is quite handy.
Hold on. Did you hear?
Duh. There's another guard up here. Wow. Okay, well that's not my favorite thing in the world ever. I wish I had like another half movement point to get up here. Because then Decker could maybe distract the guard. Wow. I guess I should have considered this possibility if I were a perfect player. And since I knew it was safe to run here, it was also safe to run here, but it might not have been safe to run up here. And so I should have just knocked out the guards staying in this room, not gotten so greedy about getting up here. But I thought we were fine in terms of these guards. And it's a real shame as well that I've already used his attack this turn, and therefore will be unable to use it on ambushing this guy. He will be able to get through, right? Yeah, he's just standing right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. He just barely gets into the room. Ah! But he doesn't get to investigate. He doesn't get to turn once he's in the room. He won't get to investigate. So as long as he doesn't see any knocked out guards, which he won't, he'll get to here and be facing this way, which means standing here is perfectly safe. And we can knock him out next turn. Let's just double check, although it's a little late to do anything about it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, 7, 8. Yeah, we should be okay there.
Did you hear something?
Alright, of course. Knock him out. And next turn, Tony will be knocking this guy out, of course. We could stand here, but we would be knocked out by the shock trap. So not such a great plan. I think I'll just take here, which is known not to be in this guy's line of sight. It's very important not to get into this guy's line of sight. But we won't from here. If we moved any closer, say here, we would be. Oh, of course, also we could ping him. I forgot all about the plan to ping these guys instead of knocking them out. I decided to sprint instead and just knock him out, sort of for no good reason. So that was a clear, well, maybe not a mistake, but not really what I planned to do. I think we're going to recover okay, which we could do either by letting this guy come to us and knocking him out next turn, or by just pinging him away. Now, I think pinging him is probably the safer choice. It's one fewer guard on the loose. If we have just 2 guards knocked out, Decker can pin them both indefinitely. If there's a third, it's going to be a bit awkward. So I think I will choose to use a ping here. Send him, I don't know, up here? No, send him down here, as far away as I can from getting to investigate this area. Oh, so I don't know where there are open squares. If he tries to investigate a square that doesn't really exist, he might not go very far. So let's put him here, I guess. Just, yeah, like this. The room is rectangular, so this square must exist. That's fine. That points him right at the wall. Okay. Whew. Exciting turn.
Must be imagining things.
Now, I don't remember if he's going to follow up on his earlier hunch and come look at this. 6. But we can deactivate this and then run up here, even with Labyrinth on. On the other hand, that only buys us a certain amount of time. We're still going to have to hack through this because we need to get up into this area, right? Yeah. Maybe if I'd hacked him to here, or pinged him to here, it would have been better if I could. And duck around him to, like, here. But I don't even know where he's going yet, so... Okay, so here's my plan. My plan is as follows. Oops. Drag the guard to here. Put down the guard. Move over here. And give Tony some infiltration tools. Here's a buster chip. Here's a cloaking rig. Use them carefully. Now, get back to this guard. Pick the guard back up. And use him to pin this other guard. Oh my god, I can't shut the door while I'm holding this guard. Okay, but that's fine. This guard, even if he is investigating down this way, won't get here this turn. Right? 3, 4, 5, 8. He won't be able to open the door. Plus, he can't see the square from here. So we have a little bit more time to, next turn, move the guard over. Or drop the guard here, walk over here, shut the door, pick the guard back up, and go back to pinning. Something like that. Okay, which means that Tony can come in here. Oh, I forgot about the pulse drone. Alright, at least it's not in this room this turn. That's the thing to worry about. And now before we disable it, we want to hack it so that we can hack it more cheaply on the way out. And then disable it to get us safe passage to over here. Shut the door. Yikes. Working with Labyrinth is spooky. Alright, so now we can see what this drone's patrol path is. I believe it's into here somewhere. We may be EMPing him instead of the safe. Not sure. This episode is going a little bit long, but also if I cut it at this point, it would be quite short in the second half, so, you know, that's life, I guess. Okay, he doesn't come in here. Oh, wow! The drone just comes right up to me. It's like taking candy from a baby. Well, we'll take his power. We kind of have to EMP him. But if we do, this guard will see. So that's a bit of a pickle. I suppose we don't have to EMP him. We could take this over with the power that we have. Hopefully nothing disastrous happens. And then just walk away from the drone up towards this safe. Right, we have plenty of moves to get here, so we can even afford to peek when we're, say, standing here. So grab the safe on the way out. And we know that this guy's patrol path brings him down to this side of the room. So standing here will be safe from him seeing us. Now let's take this power supply. Paradox. Alright, that's fine. We don't have enough power to hack anything anyway. Okay. Nothing too important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he comes up to here, right? I think pulse drones have 8 moves. It doesn't super matter. He won't. As long as he doesn't stand right on top of us, he won't detect us. They don't have any vision. Boy, Tony the master hacker here. I should have investigated this guy if I'd realized I would have moves left. Oh well. Meanwhile, Decker, I suppose, should hide these bodies somewhere a little bit more discreet. Pick up some more power. What's still to steal? No, pass card. Who cares? Actually, if no one's coming out, why bother being discreet, right? Let's hide him up here. Well, I wanted to be able to shut the door, but again, it doesn't matter. The only guards who know about us are the 2 that he's pinning. Tony is a bit exposed at the moment, but he has tools to get himself out, and if something goes wrong, and I don't think it will, I think we're correct about what's going to happen next turn.
What have we here? Looks like they're in the middle of stripping down this drone.
Oh, I am not doing that optional mission central.
It must be important. It would be
That is so much power to spend, and so many turns. Okay. Now, these drones have a scan radius of 5. I was thinking that means I could hide behind this, but I don't really have to. I could just come down here, grab this guy's stuff, and leave. Right, 7 is plenty of moves. 1, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 6, 7 gets me to here. Yeah, that seems fine. And now I know I don't need to go in here. So I just won't deal with that. Grab some power on the way out in case we need it for something. big this guy is. Yeah, I can take a charge pack. I only need to get to here after all. Just to get out of this drone's path. Okay, cool. So why is it only KO 1 anyway? That's a bit strange. Didn't we have these guys both pinned? Oh, he's KO resistant. That's a KNO heavy security feature. Cool. Good to know, I guess. Yeah, looks like we're done on this thing. There's a new guard coming in next turn, but he's going to be way down here. Not a gigantic concern since we can come out through this way if we want. Or just peek here to see what's going on. Yeah, and so that's convenient. It's as far away as he could have been for us, which is good. If he's there, can he get to this door this turn? Yeah, he should be able to. 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. He could get to like here. But this door is closed, thankfully. We didn't screw ourselves out in that way, at least. Could we sprint right now? Yeah, should be able to, right? Tony can't, because I forgot to drop the stupid item. Like, what kind of lame, grindy thing is that? Ugh. But okay, Decker could. These two guards can't hear us because they're knocked out. This guy can't hear us because he's too far away. These guys down here are too far away, and we just saw this guy go back in here. So that's everyone accounted for, and we don't have to worry. And I guess end about here. Trade stuff with Tony so that we're a bit less encumbered. Here you go. Well, actually, it would maybe have been better to give him back his cloaking rig, huh? And the buster chip so we can get to this. Yeah, I do like the idea of sending Decker, who has several spare moves, down here. So what we'll do is drop a charge pack that is sort of inconsequential who ends up with it, to enable us to do some more convenient trading, like so. Now Decker has the cloaking rig and the... Oh, there's another charge pack on the floor under Decker. So let's leave him with the empty space. And we can now come in here. And this will give us a good vantage point as well on what this new guard may be up to. Wow, I didn't realize this guy could see so far. Glad he can't hear so far, huh? And we'll have Tony ready to unlock this door when Decker is... Actually, Decker doesn't even need that door. I don't know. It's probably not a big deal whether Decker goes this way or this way to get to the exit when he's done shopping. Doesn't much matter. And we have a ping as well, so we should be fine, even if we make a pretty disastrous mistake.
It must be jumpy tonight.
And it's hard to see how we could with all the guards accounted for. Basically, it's just that one guy waking up, and it's going to be several turns before he's an issue. Oops, wrong button. We're still well away... Oh, this guy chose to move over here, huh? Well away from anyone who can hear us sprint. So let's just go for it. We don't have the buster chip ready. Not a huge deal. So where is that guy going? He's investigating his own square, of course. Don't have the buster chip ready yet. I'm gonna just like open this door to double check that. No, we know there's no cameras in here. But to get on the other side of these doors from those guards who are just now waking up, just in case, I don't really think it's plausible that they would see us, but it's like he should be investigating his own square, as I said. And then we'll wait till next turn to let Decker grab this. The validate should at that point be no issue. We'll just be running straight for the exit, which I believe we can even get to next turn.
Look, you'll be okay.
Wow, he interrupted himself. Looking, are you okay? I'm surprised, actually, that the other guy woke up, because I would have thought this guard would pin him after saying, are you okay? Okay, well, let's take this. Hack the nanofab. There's the validate. Guard's down there. He can't really get to us in time. Last guard seems to be wandering like this through the firing range. These are like mannequin training dummy things. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what's for sale. Now, Shock Trap 3 is an extremely powerful weapon. Likewise, EMP Pack 3, very, very good tool for getting into safes. We're not really having trouble getting into safes, so I'm not so interested in that. Of course, the augment and the weapon are just not any good. The armor piercing on thermal disruptor is like cool, but I try to avoid needing to use that. So we could definitely consider buying one of these two items. We clearly can't afford to buy both. And really, being able to use either of them is going to be a bit tricky. I don't know that we'll have enough money to upgrade either agent to the required level of anarchy or hacking to use it. Which one do we need more? I feel like we're doing fine for hacking into things. We're not like swimming with power at the end of a mission, but we have enough. And further, if I did take 2 points in hacking on Decker to get him up to Anarchy 4, to be able to use the EMP3, or up to hacking 4 to be able to use the EMP3, we would then have enough power to hack things without needing the EMP3, right? So I think that the EMP3 is sort of a distraction here, because if we're able to use it, we won't need it, at least not yet. Whereas the Anarchy thing can really get you out of some gigantic pickles. It's so good when you really need to knock someone out. Knocking out a whole bunch of guards in a radius while ignoring armor is like incredible. It does cost power. And I suppose I'm a little bit more power constrained on this run through than I have been in some of my previous ones, but I think it's still quite good. It's only 3 power, right? I mean, only, like 3 is a lot, but yeah, so we'll take it. I'm not sure we can actually get anyone up to Anarchy 4 next mission, but I think so. If we want to, I think we can probably get Decker there. And indeed, a sprint does get him to the exit, so let's go. No one even heard him. Nice. And let's away.
What were you doing down there? We went in to get new programs and you just walked away.
Yeah, they sucked. I'm an artist. Don't tell me what tools to buy. Alright, look at that. Didn't hack any safes, guys. Good work, Tony. Cool. Alright, so that was, I think, a bit of a longish mission. Probably even more than a bit longish, yeah. Ugh, oh well. But we're done with this episode, and next episode we've got some cool stuff to look forward to. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.